I feel like we are wildly underestimating the time frame between age 28 and 31. I just woke up and I just started thinking about how this year feels so wildly different from what the last three-ish years felt like. And just reflecting on my own year and journey. And I think we wildly underestimate the feeling of like what happens during that time frame where you are completely underestimating the impact of like questioning everything. I feel like everything is being uprooted during that time frame, and I guess if you're not paying attention, then it might not. Um, and I'm just thinking back. I would love, sorry, there's like some hair on me. Um, I want you to think back. What was going on um during your late 20s and your early 30s? Were you questioning like what is the point of this? Nothing makes sense. Uh why do I feel wildly misaligned? What do I want to leave behind in my 20s and take into my 30s intentionally? Am I living in the right place? Do I have the right people in my corner that can support me? Um, am I who I say I am? Do I want to say something different? Like you are questioning your like whole identity on earth during that time frame. And I feel like we wildly underestimate the impact that like is necessary um in order to have more ease and more alignment. It actually takes us paying attention to all of those intuitive nudges and big scary questions that honestly want us to move in a different capacity, like want us to actually seek out what is our purpose, where are we talented, what feels the most easeful and aligned as far as like the things that I'm contributing to moving humanity forward. Because that is like literally your life force. Um, I just woke up thinking about this, and yes, I do think about this often. But like as I'm reflecting on 2025, um, I was thinking about why this year feels just more easeful, and I feel just like more confident in myself, and why this feels like I've been the most mentally strong this year. Whereas like the past 3 years, I felt like I had like limitless anxiety. I was in fight or flight mode all the time. I um was chronically burnt out. I didn't really even know the concept of rest and what was needed to actually feel restored. Um, what else? Depressed pretty much every time frame this year. Um, like this time frame every year for the last couple years. Um, and just like so uncomfortable, so wildly uncomfortable. Um, and looking back, it was like all of that was signaling misalignment. And once I actually sat down to one, rest and like get separation from the life that was moving at a fast pace that I wasn't feeling aligned with anymore. Um, I took medical leave from work and literally was able to just like zoom out instead of like being in the day-to-day grind of just like fight or flight, panic attack, fight or flight. Um, Finally, I was able to just like rest and heal my body and listen to myself and find my spirit again and like find my spark and realize kind of like why I was like, what is my inherent like talent and ability that I'm supposed to be investing more time in that makes me feel like the most alive and feels the most connected and can actually contribute and feel like I'm helping move the world forward, just like on an individual scale. Um, and I truly am kind of a tying back that your time frame within your like 20 when you're like 28 to like 31, it is really to figure out where are all the misalignments, where are all the things that you are acting out of alignment in your work life, your home life, your how you're making money, um like vi like what feels vital to you, um all the life areas, creativity, like everything. You're literally just questioning, like, where do I fit into this big ecosystem, this big wide universe, and what does it matter? And I found a sense of purpose when I actually got to lean into what do I love? What makes me feel lit up? Like where do I need more ease? What's draining me and just feeling like completely in a rat race? Where am I hustling where I don't need to be? Where can I have ease? Um, and alignment honestly feels like peace, feels like calm, feels like a soft confidence. It feels like self-trust. It feels like you finally don't have to just like question yourself, but you question the things and systems and ways of working that no longer serve you. And how do you make it what you want it to be? And to give context, I am 31 and a half. So in like 6 months, I'm turning 32. And so I'm really just like hinting at your Saturn return. I feel like it's a time frame where you are uprooting everything. So you might move. I know I changed neighborhoods when I like during that time frame. I kind of had already planted the seed of like where I wanted to live, like the city that I wanted to live in during like before my Saturn return. So I feel like I kind of got ahead of that. Um, but was I still was able to move into a home that I wanted to grow into because I had outgrown my other place. And also, I like felt misaligned in like my corporate job. So then I ended up wanting to make a big shift there because I really wanted more balance and more ease and more flexibility and freedom where I could feel like my life is able to, like, I'm able to do my life's purpose in tandem with a job that I'm really good at um, and like doesn't feel like it's like sucking my soul away. um, And I also got to just be like way more creative than I felt in years because I actually had like space and time to like heal my burnout and like just not have this like fog over my head. I just felt like I was like numbed out when I was burnt out, overworked, just like chronically stressed, high anxiety, fight or flight mode every day. Like there is no way to be creative Okay, there are ways because we do, like, people do it. But it is like the least easeful way of trying to create because you have no like energy left. Your cup is bare. And you're trying to create from something that is not present, like in abundance. Um, and this is like the first time in a long time. I feel like um, what I'm most excited um, for next year is a lot of people keep talking about how next year is like a 1 year in numerology, and the last time we had a 1 year was in 2016. And I feel like people keep going back to the energy of 2016 where you just like the vibes were just so high. I don't know. I can't like describe it. Um, like 2016, it was my first full year out of college, and I like had a job, my first corporate job, and like I feel like I was everywhere I wanted to be. And I just it just felt so easy, so easeful, and so fun. And so like I'm kind of like manifesting some of that energy for next year because yeah, I was dragged through the trenches during my Saturn return. And if you're thinking back and you're like, yo, I also was. And honestly, that just means you did it right. Like you were paying attention. I honestly think if you had never done any self-work before getting into that time frame, you were probably dragged 10 times more because it's probably not going to let you leave that time frame without addressing all the questions that I literally just said. Um, but yeah, I mean, I spent all my 20s dissecting like who I was unlearning I was taught to be, and then actually being who I wanted to be and who I am. And I did a lot of self-work before that time frame, and still I was dragged. So like if you're looking back and you're like, wow, I went through the ringer, honestly, congratulations. And hopefully after that time frame, you actually feel like hell yeah, I had to go through that. Honestly, and I survived better because of it. And so, and then for like people that are just entering your Saturn return or your time frame of like 28 to 31, buckle up, babes. It might be a little bumpy. It might be really bumpy. But also I wish I knew. I wish I knew ahead of it that like the little mini mid like quarter life crisis that people talk about when you're first fresh out of college, like around like 24, 25. Hun, that's the that's the prequel of the series. That's gonna happen just after that. And so you just feel like you want to just like change everything or like nothing makes sense. And honestly, allow it to not make sense because you will be better for questioning where the misalignments are. And don't be afraid, just unpack layer by layer at your own pace. There is no rush. There's no right way or wrong way to do it. I think just listening to the anxiety, where you're feeling uncomfortable in your body, that actually these are signals. Like I started to reframe what anxiety was for me, and it not be like this scary thing, but this intuitive signal that something is worth questioning. Like, why would I feel so uncomfortable? That is worth examining. That is worth trying to understand like, what? I'm not supposed to feel like this. So why? And get the right support and like people in your corner to help you, to help hold you as you are navigating your, like, this time frame. And if you're going through something similar even after this time frame, like, I'm sure, um if you kind of miss that train, it'll come find you eventually. Honestly. um and honest, I think like the best you can do is get the right people that you love and trust and that love you and that can help you listen out loud to some of those intuitive nudges. I remember talking to two of my best friends on the phone like this time frame 3 years ago. It was like, oh, maybe it was like 2 or 3 years ago now. And I just was like on the phone with them and I was so confused. I was just like, I told them, I was like, I don't know what's going on. That nothing is making sense. I usually know the direction I'm going at like going into a new year, and I'm so lost. I'm just so confused. I just don't understand. And I distinctly remember that being a moment in time where I was like, yeah, that is weird. Like my self-trust was wavering. And honestly, it just allowed me to have more to like unpack that versus like just ignoring those feelings. And I got to say them out loud. And I said them out loud to people that I felt I could trust with that information and also allow me to be like, yeah, I'm being honest. Like I don't know what the heck is happening. But Imma find out, you know? Like I'm I'm a detective of myself, and that honestly served me so much, and that was honestly the catalyst for the following year, where yes, I was like feeling really numb, but that was going into um to like the year that was the most pivotal, which was um 2024, and then 2025 being also very pivotal, but like feeling very grounding. Like I feel like 2024 uncovered what alignment I want to feel, and then 2025 was the year of practicing that alignment. And then 2026, bro, I actually feel like it's going to be the year where I'm running, I'm flying, I'm amplifying the flow that I have discovered, and I get to experience overflow. I want to get as many women as possible to their overflow, to their calm, to their self trust that just feels like I can literally, no matter what is going on around me, home is within me. Like I am my home, and I take really good care of my home. And so, I would like to give you an invitation, um, that if you are feeling one, if you're in this time frame, I actively would love to support women who are, especially high achieving women who are used to going a mile a minute and are in need of slowing down. If you're in that time frame where you are experiencing like so much of your life that you're like, this makes zero sense anymore. Where is it that I would love to have more alignment? If you want to unpack a lot of those questions, I would love to be on your cheer squad, your team of people that get to just mirror back to you the beauty that is the becoming um, when it comes to alignment. There's that. I also have a community for my Substack that I love to nurture on a weekly basis. I took a little break for the last 2 weeks to actually just like rest myself to get back into my spirit. I was feeling a little bit burnt out from November, top of December, and I was like, in order to be my best self going into this new year, I need to rest. And I know that about myself now. And I think in the future I will be like way more intentional about like I will be on break. I will not be writing actually. I just need to be like living and experiencing and then I can come back and like share. Um so I have my Substack community I nurture on a weekly basis. Would love you to be there. I talk a lot about stuff like this as the year is going on. Um, and Saturn return, mine ended. My first one ended um my 31st birthday this year, and so I'm freshly off of the chaotic train, and I would love like I wish I knew more about what that time frame was going to feel like and then was able to nurture and support myself in a different way. But also like I experienced what I needed to experience. So then honestly, I think so I can support more women that are going through their Saturn return and let them be less afraid. Like less afraid of all the big questions and all the big feelings that are coming up and bubbling up because your identity and like the life that you're living is being uprooted. That is literally like your garden is getting a revamp, getting a full makeover, and every root is being uprooted to see like what belongs and what doesn't. It's scary sometimes, but if you have the safe place to unpack that with a therapist, with a coach, with a trusted friend, sibling, family member, um, guide, um, like there's so many beautiful ways that you get to be seen during this time frame, and I just wanted to offer that um, if you are going into this year like questioning a lot, listen to it. Your body knows, your body keeps count, and your body is looking for ways to feel your nervous system be regulated, and all of these signals, all these like alarm bells that are like coming up, it is okay because you will feel like if you actually if you actually do the work, you will feel so much peace in your body and in your mind. And I promise you, it will be worth the journey through for like what you're looking for on the other side. It is there, it is waiting, it is hoping you listen to the call. The call is coming from inside the house, okay? Anyways, I wanted to offer that today. I woke up thinking about it and I was like, I need to stay in this like dream state because I feel like I have something to say. I feel like I have something on my heart that can support someone as they're going through their own. And also was reflecting on just like why this year feels just like that, like a breath, like a deep breath. Honestly, everyone deserves to feel like this. Everyone deserves to feel like they are on the right path. That feels just like the most you. So, if you need support looking deeper and uncovering, uprooting, and you want a safe place to do that, I got my weekly Substack community. Stay a while here on YouTube. And if you would like to work together to find what you're looking for on the other side of burnout, let's talk. Um, My doors are open. I'm taking a couple new clients on for the new year, and I love to keep this group like very small and intimate and not to overextend myself. And so I only take on a couple clients a year. And so if you are interested in getting the extra support, want an extra perspective, want a place where it mirrors back to you your progress in real time, I would love to offer that. I hope you take something from today. I've been off my YouTube game for a couple weeks now. I was traveling in South America. I was in Brazil with my family celebrating Christmas on the beach, which like I've never done that before. Being from the Bay Area, like it's so cold, we're never at the beach. So that was a nice change of pace. And I feel like I'm always so vital and like in my spirit after traveling. And so that was really exciting to like be in my element. And then like I'm bringing in some new energy for these last 2 days now of 2025 and excited to like enter into the new year of 2026. So let it be so abundant. And also to also ask to be prepared to be on the receiving end of all the abundance that is ready to find you.